Bro, look at this pimple.
I'm a savage, had a too nasty. Talk big shit, but my bank account mad.
What is good, YouTube? It is your girl Brandy here for the video I promised y'all for yesterday when we was doing a little smoke sesh. Alright, so y'all, I had this story time I'm supposed to be doing, the Fboy Chronicles. So now I have plenty fucking story times about my fucked up ass life. Y'all want to hear some more? Don't be scared to fucking subscribe to my channel. And y'all, please don't judge me on this story because I just don't judge me. So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and turn on the post notifications if you guys want to see more of my beautiful face. And let's get into this video. Okay, y'all. So we're gonna get into this story time. This is about a guy I used to date junior year. I'm not gonna say my high school, but I was going to a high school. And I was dating this guy, but before we even get into that fuckboy, we're gonna go all the way to the beginning of my first day of junior year and what I experienced. Okay, it was a lot I experienced. It was a lot of drama for like basically my first week of school, and I'm the new student. How is that even possible? But it's possible for you girls. Okay, so this is how I started. Okay, so you know how when you like sign up for schools or whatever, I was a bad kid. So the first school I went to, I'm gonna say because I don't go there no more, but I went to Riverside my first 2 years of high school. I went to the school I'm gonna say Vincent High School. I went to that school. So I only had basically two choices. I had Vincent and Washington, and I'm not going to no fucking Washington. So I picked Vincent. I went to Vincent. The first week started or whatever, and the first day I go in, plenty eyes. Who are you? All up in mine. And it was just really awkward because I'm not used to being a new student. Every time when I started school, it was always like, say like middle school, you start 6th grade, you know, you started with everybody and y'all work y'all way up till y'all don't see each other no more and y'all go on to the next grade type shit. So I was never really like the first, like the newest person ever. Like I never was a new face. Like every school I went through 1st to 5th grade, same people, 6th to 8th grade, same people. Then it was just 9th to 10th, then 11th, you know what I mean? I was the new person. And it was just really awkward, let's just say. And the first person I met, we're gonna call him Ben, because he was the first person I ever talked to when I started the school. And you gonna be hearing about Ben a lot because he was my best friend. Like we were real close. And if Ben, you know who you are, please don't say nothing. But he knows a lot that's going on in this story. He was there basically through everything. He was the one who made it happen, made the beginning and in the middle. Like he was just in all the bullshit. So first day start, I meet the first person, like I said, Ben. Ben was my best friend at the time. We met on the school bus. We took the big bus at the time. And I had no, like, imagine starting the school on the bus too. Like it just sucked. And you get on the bus, everybody looking at you like, who is you? It was them type of stares. I talked to him. He was like, what's your name? I'm like, I'm Brandy. He was like, oh, this your first year type stuff, because I guess he just started. I don't know why he asked me that. If he already been there, but I guess he just didn't know me. And I was like, yeah, this is my first year or whatever. And he was like, oh, okay. He was like, well, I just need to tell you, it's a lot of messy people here. And all I got to tell you is, listen to this, stay to yourself. He said, don't fuck with these boys, don't talk to these girls, because all they care about is they self and being jealous, and they fight girls because if you're pretty, it's going to be a problem. And I was like, what? That's so stupid to be bad about if somebody looks pretty. Like, I'm the type of girl, if you're pretty, I'm going to give you that. I'm going to tell you you're pretty. I'm not going to be no hey man bitch like, you ugly. Like, no, I'm not like that. If you're pretty, you're pretty. And that's what he told me. He was like, basically just stay to yourself and you will be fine. You'll be fine. No. So I get into the school and same wandering eyes I get, just like I did on the bus. I walk into the school or whatever. I'm going up to my locker. Now we're going to skip a few days because ain't really nothing really happened my first day. I'm not even going to cap. It basically happened the 3rd day of school because that's when I started meeting a lot of friends. That's where I met the boyfriend I'm with today. That's when I met a lot of people, okay? Basically on the first day, let's just say I met Ben. That's it. He was the only person I met, all right? So the 3rd day rolls around. And I'm going to just say it's it's nighttime. I'm just getting out of school type shit. I'm going home. I get this DM, or let's just say an inbox from a person who I go to school with, and I didn't even know I went to school with. He noticed me in gym, which was kind of weird, but he noticed me in gym, and we're gonna call him Jacob. Okay. We're gonna call him Jacob, and he inboxed me like, "You're cute. I wanted to know if you had a boyfriend, and all this good stuff." And I'm like, "No, never had one of those, because I didn't really date guys back then, so I didn't have one." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And he was like, "Well, we had the same gym together, but little do y'all know, I didn't know him. I didn't know he went to the same school as me. I didn't know we was in the same gym class. I didn't know none of this. He just popped up. Like, I swear to God, he just popped up out of nowhere. He just popped up, and he told me, like, we go to the same school. We're in the same gym class. I didn't even think we got the same lunch." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "Yeah. So we should get together tomorrow." And I'm like, "Oh, cool. Why not?" So next day rolls around. It's lunchtime, I think, because I have gym after lunch. I used to have gym, then lunch. Yeah. No, I had lunch, then gym, which is stupid. Be full as fuck running. So I would go. So it was lunchtime. I was sitting at the table with like a few friends, I guess. As I can remember, I was sitting at the table with a few friends, and he came up to me, and he just started talking to me like, "This is I was the one who texted you and all this stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, hi." Y'all know that little weak ass shit girls try to do when they try to be cute. The little talksy stuff. And then I can't even honestly tell y'all like how exactly we end up dating. But all I can remember is we had a good conversation at lunch. We was hanging out all day. Cause after lunch we had gym. So we walked to gym with each other. We had good conversation. Then it went on to fucking dating. That night we started dating. Like, seriously, it was so weird. But we jumped to dating. And it was really fast. I'm not gonna cap, because it was just really weird. He just had to do it now. Like, everything was just now for him. So it was like, "Where you at?" I'm like, "Gym. I'm coming." "Oh, okay." "Where you at?" "In the lunchroom." "I'm coming." "Okay." "Where you at?" I'm on the third floor in the hallway." "I'm coming." Like, he was coming, period. It was just kind of weird for me, because I never experienced a dude who just always wanted to be around me. So that's what it was. This is when the bullshit starts. Okay, so that day, it was like the 5th day of school, y'all. This is what I remember. It was the 5th day of school, and I was in a program where you supposed to work from school. Well, you work, then you go to school, so you get half your credits while you work, and then the other half when you go to school. You know, so you don't have to be at school all day. I was that type of person. I didn't want to be at school, but I didn't get in the program. I can't tell y'all why, but fuck the program. I had to go to this meeting for like first hour all the way to second hour, and then it ends at second hour. So it's first and second hour. It's like a 2-hour meeting. I just had to sit there. And my best friend Ben, he was like, "Oh, you going to that meeting too?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "You signed up?" He's like, "Yeah, I signed up too." And I'm like, "Bet we can walk down there." So me and Ben meet up in the hallway. We link up. You know how when you walk in the hallways type stuff, doing what you're doing, then you just run into your friend. That's how it looks. So we were just walking through the hallway, and then we go to the meeting or whatever. Keep in mind of this, so y'all can see how it is. Okay, so it's like this big ass table, like a long table. Y'all know how those tables is at Thanksgiving with the long ass tables. It was one of them, and it was like at least 7, 8 students there, I believe, including me and Ben. All right, now this third person I'm finna say, he's the reason why I made Fboy Chronicles. He's the reason. All right, and we're gonna call him. We gotta give him a good name, because he gonna be through this. He's gonna be through this. We gonna call him. We just gonna call him Fboy. Okay, that's his name. That's gonna be his name, because this tops all of it. This is him right here. He Fboy Ben, and it's like plenty other people around that I didn't know. Not gonna lie. Oh wait, and it was my other friend, but he's irrelevant to the story, so I'm not gonna bring him up. But imagine like a few students around, and it's us. So it's like the F-boy was at the far end of the table, and then me and Ben was at this end of the table by the door. It's like a door, and then it's like us, and then it's like students, and then it's the Fboy at the end. So that's how it was. And I guess the F-boy noticed me or something, and he told Ben to come here, like, "Come here, I need to talk to you about something." At the time, I'm not even gonna cap, I had in headphones, so I wasn't really paying attention to anything that was around me, so I didn't even notice Ben getting up to go talk to him. All I noticed was when he got back and was sitting down. That's all I noticed. And so when he came back, he was like, I gotta talk to you. And I'm like, what you gotta talk to me about? He was like, are you in a relationship? I'm gonna say like, that's basically how he said it. And I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Why? And he was like, because a certain person in this room want to talk to you. And I'm like, who? And he did the little eye thing, and I looked down, and tell me why, dude. Well, he noticed I was looking down, he hurried up and looked down. But that's what happened. He hurried up and looked down. I'm like, dude. And he was like, yeah. And he told me his name, and I'm like, oh, that's a code name. And I'm like, that's really his name? Like, that's his actual name, or is that like his nickname? And he's like, that's his real name, I think. And I'm like, wow, that's unique, I guess. So that was his name or whatever. So as a meeting going on, he's just constantly staring at me. Like, just constantly staring at me. And he's constantly like texting. I guess they had each other number. Telling just, oh, I ain't gonna hear the name, but I just fucked up. I just said the real name. But Ben, he told me the person was just constantly texting him, and he just wants to know about answering. And at the time, I'm like, I don't know, because me and this other person, we're talking. So no, I'm not gonna just do that. But then it was a part of the lecture where they had to talk to each person one by one or whatever. And I had to go in the hallway, like all the other students had to go in the hallway, and then that one person was sitting in the room with the person who was talking to us about everything. So that's how it was. And as we're sitting out there, it's like awkward because time's going on, they're doing one by one. So I really didn't even get to class until after lunch. So imagine, I was there for basically like all the way to like 5th hour. So I was there for like 4 hours, sitting there waiting my go, because I guess they was talking, well, they were talking about paperwork and like what I would want to do for the job and all this shit. You gotta get to this sign, yada yada. Ben went in. So Ben was the first one in. And so it just left me and the Fboy just sitting in the little hallway waiting our go. And as I'm waiting my go, I'm honestly trying to ignore this person, because it's like I'm not this type of person. I'm not gonna talk to you and have a boyfriend at the same time. Like, it's just weird. So he didn't care about none of that. He literally came up to me himself. I guess he grew some balls and finally got up. It said something to me, like, without sending through text message or without sending my friend to me. Like, I'm the type of person, if you want to talk to me yourself. Like, don't send a fucking help me man to me. That shit's irritating. So he finally got up in the courage to talk to me himself. Please don't talk about me with this part. But he asked me, what was I listening to? And at the time, I was real weird. So, like, music just be on my phone and it would just be playing. At the time, I was listening to Justin Bieber. I ain't gonna cap. I was listening to Justin Bieber. And I told him, Justin fucking Bieber. Like, who are you? Like, I didn't feel embarrassed because I didn't care. I didn't care. I still don't care. Justin Bieber raw. He raw, period. And this fucking talking to me, it's just like really awkward, because think about this, you have a boyfriend. You have a boyfriend. That's all I just kept thinking, but I didn't know what to do. So he asked me that, and I'm like, Justin Bieber or whatever. He's like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, not really, but whatever. And he like started laughing. And I started laughing. I don't know why we started laughing. But we started laughing or whatever. And then that's when he asked me again, like, do I have a boyfriend? And I told him, like, yeah, I have a boyfriend. He was like, oh, really? I bet he can't treat you better than I can. And I'm like, oh, really? 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 And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like, I just brushed it off. I really didn't care about it, so I just brushed that shit off. So I put my headphone back in. We stopped talking for a little bit. Then he comes back and talks again. He's like, you want to have lunch with each other? No. No. Because I'm like, me and my boyfriend have the same lunch. That's so stupid. But I guess he didn't take no as an answer. Oh my God. He didn't take no as an answer. So he still like forced the situation. So I'm at lunch by myself at this time. Because I'm like always one of the people who was like the first bitches at lunch. Because bitch, I need my food. I was like one of the first bitches at lunch. So I get my little food. I get my milk. I get my pear and all. I go sit down at the table, start preparing my meal like I'm finna max this shit. Y'all don't even know. I'm finna tear this shit up. All of a sudden, I just feel somebody's presence come on the side of me. And as a thought, I'm like, oh, that's my boyfriend. Okay. So I turn around, it's this nigga. Okay. And I'm like, I said no. He was like, it doesn't look like you have a boyfriend to me. He would be here with you, but not with me. And I was like, no. Like, Can you go away? Like, I just really wanted to say that, but I'm like, he's running a little late. The bell literally just rung. We just got off the meeting, so of course, like, the fuck. He's all the way on, like, the 4th floor. We're on the 1st floor, so of fucking course it's gonna take him a minute to get downstairs. All of a sudden, he just sit right on the side of me. Like, right on the side of me. And it was just really awkward because I didn't know what to do, and I felt he was coming, my boyfriend was coming. It was just awkward. I just started sweating. And then I ain't gonna catch you all. I keep fucking saying the names. But the boyfriend at the time I was talking to, I think I called him Jacob or some shit. At the time, came to lunch, and the fuckboy Ben walked off. We had a good lunch. That day's over. Yada yada. Shit's over. All right, next day. We're going to the next day now. So next day, the boy just doesn't get it. He just don't get it, and I'm just like, okay. And then I'm not gonna lie. That night before I went back to school, me and Jacob had a little argument that night before. So I was pissed. Like, I heard a lot of stuff about who he was, like, a lot of stuff a girl don't want to hear. Well, a girlfriend doesn't want to hear. And it was that, so I didn't really care at the time. So when lunch came around again, because at this time, me and Jacob was not talking. We was not talking since we argued. So it's the whole next day, lunchtime. We still haven't talked. And at this time, I'm not going to lie to y'all, I was going to be a little petty. little petty me. And I told the F-boy to come on over. He can sit with me. We can have lunch. He was like, "Thought you had a boyfriend?" I said, "I don't." And he was like, "You want one?" And I said, "Yes. Yes, the fuck I do. You know what? I do." And, oh boy, that's how we started dating. So that's how me and the F-boy started dating, because of my little petty ass and his little petty ass, Jacob. So we were just petty all around this shit. Petty Betty all through this shit. And it was just awkward. So Jacob finally gets to lunch, and he sees the F-boy, like, by me, like, close as fuck. Like, legs open, close. Like, close as that thing, like, here. Like, we're here close. Like, he was very close. And I guess Jacob, oh, what are you doing? So he literally comes to me, he goes over, tap my little shoulder, because I'm, like, facing this way, and he walks up behind me. So I didn't even notice he was walking up behind me, y'all. So he walks up behind me, he's like, who is dude? And I'm like, I forgot. I forgot all about dude. Like, it's so fucked up. When he came to lunch, I was like, wow. Come to my room. So we go to the corner of the lunchroom, and I, like, let him down so-called gently. So-called gently. And it was very something weird, but it was something like this. I kind of talk to somebody else because you're kind of boring, and I just don't want to be with you no more. Imagine somebody saying that to you. How would you feel? I felt shitty. I felt so shitty that day. I felt so bad. I'm not even gonna cap. I felt horrible because I'm like, wow, I let this dude on. But then he can't be mad because you were doing stuff you weren't supposed to, so I don't care. And it was that. So ever since that day, I don't remember the date, but that day, basically 6 days after school, that week, I ended up dating the F-boy, and it's plenty bullshit fucking coming. So y'all, I got another story for y'all. Y'all wait for next week Thursday though, because I'm finna tell y'all how I found out this fuckboy cheated on me the first time. And we was only dating for a week, y'all. A fucking week. And he cheated on me already. So, y'all have to stay tuned for that. Every Thursday, I'm going to do a Fboy Chronicles. So, turn on y'all post notifications for every Thursday so y'all can see my little fucked up life I had and still have. Like, I have stories that goes on and on. It's not even just these. But I really hope you guys enjoyed my story time. If you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and turn on the post notifications. If you guys want to see more videos I do, I'm going to be posting every day for a while. But every Thursday, you guys are going to get a Fboy Chronicle, and every now and then, I might throw in a little story time about my life and what I've been through in my life. So, yeah, don't forget to check out all my social medias down in the description box below, and bye!